Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song by Taylor Swift called Our Song. And it kind of starts out with a cool little fiddle intro where you can play 2nd fret on the G string, and then 3rd fret on the B string, and then open E, and then 2nd fret on the high E, and then open E, and then 3rd fret on the B string, and then open B, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then 3rd fret on the B string. So you got 2, 3, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 2, 3. It's kind of a cool way to kind of kick off the song. And then when we get to our intro, we're going to start on a D major chord. And when we play D major, first fingers are going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret, the 2nd finger on the high E on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, that'll get you a clearer sound with that, and that's called D major. And then from the D major, we're going to be going to an E minor chord. And when you play E minor, first finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret. The 2nd finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord. It's very, very sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a G major chord. And when you play G major, first finger is going to stay on the A string on the 2nd fret. Second finger is going to go to the low E on the 3rd fret. And 3rd finger is going to go to the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. And it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major, we're going to go to an A major chord. When you play A major, first finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord. It's a big party on the 2nd fret. And that's actually a lot of our song, actually, kind of through our verse and our chorus, where we got D major, E minor, G, A, D, E minor, G, A. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And this particular tune, actually, I think you can kind of feel it in 2. So we're going to kind of work a down, down, up on a lot of those chords. So if we took the D and just tried that a lot, we'd have down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So the weird part is on our verse, at the very, very end, there's kind of this really cool build-up where you can kind of take the A, and instead of doing the down, down, up on it, there's kind of this big build-up where you go down, 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 and then what I would do is kind of take my right hand and just kind of kill the strings right after that. So you got A with a down, 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 kill it. That's kind of an accent at the very end of the verse. So we try to reverse with our strum pattern. We have D with a down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, B, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, B, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, 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 kill it. And then from there, we're going to be going into our chorus part, which actually uses a lot of those same chords, and we're kind of be mixing those up. Although there's one part where Taylor kind of delays the A chord by just half a bar. So it's a little weird, but right after the G, we got a down, down, up. There's one spot where we have to do a G with a down and then an A with a down timing-wise. So we tried our chorus with our strum pattern. We'd have D, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, G, down, A, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, G, down, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, A, down, down, E minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down. And there's kind of another kind of kill it idea at the very end of that first chorus. And then right after that, we'll be going back into our instrumental part, actually. And a lot of those things are going to get repeated. Now, one other thing that I would think about adding to the song, though, is kind of working bass notes. And a lot of times it can sound really, really good to kind of work a bass note for each chord. So, for instance, on the D note, you could kind of work a D string for your bass and then do your down up on the chord. So you got D with a D bass, down up, D with a D bass, down up, D with a D bass, down up, D with a D bass, down. So we kind of simulate playing with a bass player. And then on the E minor, you'd have a low E string for your bass. On the E minor, bass, down, E minor, low E bass, down, E minor, low E bass, down, up. And then on the G chord, you'd have the A string chord, the low E string for your bass on the G chord, low E bass, down, up, G, low E bass, down, up. And then on the A chord, you'd have an A string for your bass. So we tried that next instrumental part that's kind of like a little piece of our intro coming back with our bass notes. We'd have D with a D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down. And then right after that, we'd be going back into our verse part, but now we kind of play through that A instead of doing our accent from before. So we tried that with our bass notes. We have D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, up. And if we try that through our next chorus, the weird part is where we were kind of doing that delayed G where we kind of just had our down, down idea. So on that particular part, we could just work just the downs, just like we were doing before. So we tried our chorus with our bass notes. We'd have D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G down, A down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, A with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, up. And then there's kind of that same idea where we got the G, A to lead back into our next instrumental part, our solo part. And on the solo, actually, we're kind of repeating our intro and kind of tacking on an extra A at the end. So we tried our solo with just our down, down, up idea. We'd have D with down, down, E minor down, down, G down, down, A down, down, D down, down, E minor down, down, G down, down, A down, down, A down, down, up. Or if we tried that with our bass notes, we'd have D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, A with an A bass, down, up. And then from there, we'd be going into our bridge part. And on the bridge part, there's a couple different ways you could kind of do this to match the tune. Actually, it almost sounds like you kind of just do downs on each chord. So that would be one possibility. It's going to say E minor with the down, G with the down, D with the down, A with the down, E minor with the down, G with the down. Or it almost sounds like in the background she's kind of playing 3 downs through most of the chords until we hit the DA. And you can actually take that idea and kind of extend it into all the other chords. So you could have E minor with kind of a down, 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 G down, 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 D, A, E minor, down, 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 G down, down, down. Could be kind of another way to do it. And if you wanted to, if you're playing it out, you might want to just keep the strum. So if we wanted to kind of fill in that bridge with our strum pattern, then we ended up doing some of those chords more than once. So we kind of had E minor with kind of down, down, up, E minor down, down, G down, down, G down, down, D down, down, A down, down, E minor down, down, E minor down, down, G down, down, G down, down, up. So that might be another thing we want to kind of play around with. And if we tried that with our bass notes, we'd have E minor with low E bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, D with the D bass, down, A with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down. So that might be something else you want to kind of experiment with. And then from there we'd be going into our chorus and kind of outro the tune. So we kind of have the D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, up. And there's this really cool hit where you kind of do the G with a kind of a down, down, kill it, and then an A with a down, down, kill it. And then we kind of pick it back up on our D. So we have D with the D, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, A with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G, A. And then we're going back into kind of a part of our intro. So then we have D with a D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with a D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with a D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, up. And then there's that same progression. It's almost like a verse return actually. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Teardrops on My Guitar. So at the very, very end on your outro, you got the D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, G with low E bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, and a big G. So that's one way you can kind of play through the tune. Now for myself, actually what could feel a little bit more like what Taylor's doing is working off of something called a 16th note strum pattern instead of an 8th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat right now, we're kind of dividing it into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down. So So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an eighth note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what can sound really cool with the tune actually is a long down, 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 up 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you take the D and do kind of a down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. And on the second beat, you'd be doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So all together, you got long down, 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 up, 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 long down, 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 up. So we tried our verse progression that way. We'd have D with the down, 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 E minor down, 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 G with the down, 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 B with the down, 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 G with the down, 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 E minor with the down, 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 G with the down, 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 B with the down, 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 D with the down, 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 E minor with the down, 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 G with the down, 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 B with the down, 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 G with the down, 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 E minor with the down, 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 G with the down, 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 B with the down, 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 up. Now if we tried that through our chorus part, the weird part is where we kind of have that delayed G and A. And one way to kind of work those would be doing a really quick down, down up on the G and then a down, down up on the A. So we tried that through our chorus part. We'd have D with the D bass, or down, down, up with E minor down, 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 G down, 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 B down, 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 B down, 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 E minor down, 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 G down, 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 G down, down, B down, down, G down, 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 E minor down. Experiment with that. And then if we tried that through our bridge part, then we have E minor with a down, 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 E minor down, 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 G down, 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 G down, 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 B down, 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 B down, 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 E minor down, 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 E minor down, 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 G down, 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 G down, 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 up. And if you're kind of digging on the bass idea, it can also be very cool to kind of throw in a bass note on that first down of the 16th note strum pattern. So the bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, up. For myself, actually, to match the tune, what can sound really, really good with the recording is a bass, bass, down, down, up. So we tried that on the D. We'd have bass, bass, down, down, B, bass, bass, down, down, B, bass, bass, down, down, B with the bass, bass, down, down, up. So we took that idea and tried it through our verse part. We'd have D with the D bass, bass, down, down, E minor low, bass, bass, down, down, G with the bass, bass, down, down, B with the A bass, bass, down, down, D with the D bass, bass, down, down, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, A with the A bass, D with the D bass, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, A with the A bass, D with the D bass, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, A with the A bass. And then if we tried that idea through our chorus, where we have that really quick GA, we could just do a bass down, a bass down, and we hit those chords. So we tried it through our chorus. We'd have D with the bass, bass, down, down, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, A with an A bass, D with the D bass, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, G with the low, bass, down, A with an A bass, down, D with the D bass, down, down, E minor low, bass, G with the low, bass, A with an A bass, G with the low, bass. Kind of experiment with that. And if we tried that through the bridge, then we have E minor with low bass, E minor with low bass, G with low bass, G with low bass, D with the D bass, A with an A bass, E minor with low bass, E minor with low bass, G with low bass, G with low bass. And then from there we'd be going, right after that bridge, we'd be going back into our chorus part. So we have that D with the D bass, E minor with low bass, G with low bass, A with an A bass, D with the D bass, E minor with low bass, G with low bass, G with low bass, A bass, D with the D bass, E minor with low bass, G with low basics of how you could strum through our song by Taylor Swift. So good luck!